Today, we're exploring why a clear, structured curriculum makes all the difference in bully prevention and building confidence. Whether you're a parent, teacher, or someone working in camps or after school programs, having a step by step guide really helps everyone feel more confident and prepared. We have found that this really matters because too often bully prevention efforts are really piecemeal. There's an assembly here or a quick conversation there. But bullying is an extremely complex issue, and kids need regular guided learning to really build these lasting skills. And as adults teaching this, we really need an easy plan to follow. In this episode, we'll explore how structure helps both kids and adults, and why a solid curriculum often leads to better outcomes, and how you can use resources in schools, homes, and camps, or even start your own program if one doesn't exist in your area. Kids and adults often do better when lessons build over time, and a curriculum really helps reinforce the key ideas through repetition and growth.
Yeah, I mean, I think also kids have a more vivid imagination than adults do. So if you're consistent in how you present it and give, your lesson plan in clearly planned out initiatives, children can follow it and put it in the back of their mind as they go forward. It kind of takes all the guesswork out. Often we'll approach bullying with a haphazard approach and say, oh, that's terrible. Oh my goodness, who did this to you? That's so wrong. But if you have a structured curriculum, you can actually present it to the child why this is happening and what he can do or she can do to prevent it.
Exactly. It makes it very clear. And as the adult, as you're teaching this, it really helps you not be straying and teaching things that are maybe a little above where the child's at, or something that doesn't necessarily make sense in the situation. It really helps just build that consistency, build that over time, help the children really understand what you're talking about, because a clear guideline as the teacher gives you a clear guideline.
Yeah, and I mean, as a teacher, often the approach is stop it, be nice. Well, that's got a different meaning to everyone, and it's rather an amorphous statement. They do much better with specified steps that you can go through, identify the behavior, and identify how to solve it.
Exactly. Yeah. Just saying don't be mean.
Yeah, no, you
really
create a common language.
Exactly. And when everyone is having that common language, whether it's the teachers, the whole school, parents, and kids, everyone can actually be communicating about what's happening and understand what's happening. Having a actual very clear curriculum also makes it very easy to teach age appropriate lessons, because all kids, really no matter their age, do need the space to be able to talk and be heard and work through difficult things. That just looks different at different ages. While you might be able to have really deep conversations with older teenagers, you probably need to scale that back a little bit for younger kids. You still need to talk with them and hear what they're saying, but by using curriculums that have maybe simpler language for the younger kids, it just makes it so much easier for you to be able to lead those discussions.
Yeah, and I think the best lessons are the ones that the kids can do. Get in, hands-on, and do it. Our curriculum at MapStars includes role play. Now, role play puts the child in the situation of either being the bully or being the victim. And they practice some of the solutions to get out of it.
The good thing about role plays is, like you were saying, it helps them be in that situation. So even if they don't encounter that maybe exact situation in real life, it gives them a basis for being able to understand how they can then approach that situation and how to answer that and how they might be feeling while in a role play. It's in a safe environment, so they can process their emotions, process their feelings, and process what they're going to be saying when they do encounter something like that in real life.
Yeah, and it actually helps them, branch out a little bit. I've noticed that teaching the MapStars program, I've had some kids say, well, yeah, it really wasn't that he was threatening me. What he was doing is he was making fun of me. So you can branch your role play off into that. And the child is very active in it, and he's leading to the problem that he's having or she's having.
Absolutely. Yeah, those role plays, you can really adjust them so that you can see what the kids you're working with, what their problems are, and adjust it so that it's matching with the situations they are going through, so that it's more helpful for them.
And I mean, I think it's great for all settings, classrooms, homes, camps, after school groups. Whoever works with kids could benefit from this MapStars program.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, there's many different ways to be using map stars. I mean, you can be using it in the classroom in 15 minutes before you start your day or 15 minutes after lunch, something like that. Or if you're running a summer camp, then you can be using maybe a more fuller lesson plan. It really is very easy to adjust for your teaching needs. Or as a parent, you can be using that at home. Again, 15-minute little things that you can be going through daily.
Yep. Yeah, because it's not a one and done thing. You don't have a seminar and say, well, this is about bullying. Okay, end of seminar.
Yeah.
You're all set. You're ready to go forth.
Yeah, that's what I remember most from school is I remember we'd have bullying like assemblies, but nothing really beyond that. And bullying's happening all the time, so we really need that just consistent education on it. Just one assembly once a year is not nearly enough.
No, it's not. And then you've got, I mean, unfortunately, the buzzword is zero tolerance. We have zero tolerance for bullying. Well, what does that mean? What
Exactly.
does it mean?
You need a shared language that comes from teaching it in a very specific way. So
Yes.
kids actually know what that means and then they can be treating that or using that in their everyday life and really start changing how they're approaching things.
And does zero tolerance fix the problem? No.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, you need to be working with the victims and the bullies to be
Right.
able to really understand what the root problem is and just saying or punishment is not nearly enough. If you're interested in learning or using a program that does have a very structured and really plug and play format, MapStars is a great one, which we've been talking about. It's our signature online program. We also have many other PDF programs that have all been developed by Dr. Terence Webster-Doyle, who used over 40 years of experience work creating these. Is quite incredible.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he was quite a man, and he's done, many studies on bullying.
Mhm.
And I'd say evidence proof that his curriculum works. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
Many of the resources I know have been used. There was one in Halifax that they used. I think it was the early version of MapStars actually with
that
at-risk
was.
youth and had really marked improvements in how the kids were acting in that, which is quite incredible.
Dr. Webster Doyle's premise was that violent behavior is triggered by the fight or flight instinct. And if you can manipulate the the fear part of the fight or flight, that it would diminish the tendency for children to be violent. That's a mouthful, but simply put, he taught the MapStars brand of martial arts to at-risk youth that were violent.
Mhm.
And the counselors noticed over a period of time they became less violent. So the conclusion was they had developed the confidence that they could defend themselves so that they wouldn't be frightened
Mhm.
into lashing out. That was the takeaway, and it seemed pretty solid evidence from what I
Oh,
saw.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is quite incredible. So depends the kids you're working with. They might obviously not all be at-risk youth, but it doesn't matter because these lessons are really quite engaging. There are lots of role plays, lots of dialogue. So kids find them fun. We have lots of great feedback about kids really engaging with them. I think it's a great program and it's available online, so it's super easy to be using. We have videos that show the different movements that are included in it. There are martial art movements, but not they're the very basics of martial arts and there's lots of breathing, just being more mindful of your body, getting to know yourself better. That's really what it's all about. And then we have videos that are all about how to do the role plays, how to run a classroom. So it's really very helpful in no matter what setting you're in to be able to help kids through this.
Yeah, and I mean, although the martial arts are very basic, Dr. Webster Doyle found that, you really don't need a huge background in martial arts training to get yourself to accept the fact that, hey, maybe I can protect myself and I can think my way through these things.
Exactly. You don't have to be anywhere near a black belt to
Yeah.
be able to use it and
Nope.
have the confidence from it. So we created the MapStars program and quite honestly, all of our programs, they're made so that anyone can use them, whether you want to go into martial arts class, if you never want to go near one, they're all extremely helpful. All our programs really help kids learn how to manage conflict with respect, and it gives adults, which is you, if you're teaching, a clear roadmap for supporting them. I know oftentimes there's maybe some concern from parents especially if they're not teachers, of how to actually be going about teaching these. The great thing is they're all very clear, very clear roadmaps, gives you talking points. So it's very easy to manage even if you have no teaching experience. What we recommend doing is really starting small, especially if you're just getting started. If you're not planning on running like a summer camp or a big program, just start small. Start with one lesson a week. It doesn't have to be more than that. That way you can build in that consistency we're talking about. And then you feel comfortable managing it. You can see how the kids are reacting, and you'll just be able to really help them through.
And if you read our newsletter, as you start, you'll understand what a bully is, how a bully becomes a bully, some of the impacts of being bullied and being a bully, and how to help your child recognize a bully. And then the MapStars program is curriculum that provides a solution to bullying, ultimately.
It does. Very, very simple. It's very simple lessons, but very profound lessons at the same time, which is what's quite incredible about them.
Yes.
Something as in depth as understanding really the root of why people do things seems like it would be very overwhelming, especially for kids, but it's really broken up into a way that everyone can understand.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, you'll probably learn something too along the way.
I still do.
Well, that's what's great about them is they're made for kids with
Yes.
kids' language, but as an adult, you learn so much from it too. So teachers can be using this really in your SEL time. So your social emotional learning time, if you have time set aside for that, you can easily use MapStars or any of our curriculum in that time. Morning meetings, like I mentioned before, or after lunch or recess when kids are a little bit less crazy from being able to have some time outside. Or you can even have a dedicated bullying unit if that's something that you have capacity to do. The great thing, like we're saying, is the curriculums are all very structured, so you don't need to spend lots of time doing prep. You can start doing it pretty quickly.
All right. Now, parents, don't wait for your school to lead the way. Use these lessons at home to build a foundation so your child can begin to deal with the effects of bullying. Maybe start your own program. If your school or community doesn't have one, maybe a group of parents can get together and deal with this issue as a small group.
That'd be great. Even if you just find one or two other parents that are interested in it, you can really start making quite an impact that way.
Yes, I agree.
And then if you have a camp or an after school program, basically the same tools apply. These are great for character building and team bonding and really just setting up a safe tone for kids. So they're great. You can either run a program dedicated to this or add them into your ongoing existing program quite easily.
So I think the key takeaway is bully prevention works best when you have a structure, a clear and consistent approach and curriculum helps it be effective. Kids will build confidence as they work with adults through this problem. You don't have to do it alone. With the right support, you can help your kids become well-adjusted and well-armed for dealing with bullying.
Absolutely. That's what we're all about here.
That's right.